Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about and take a look at this awesome MaecTech action camera suction cup mount that I have mounted right here on the windshield of my car. Now, in just a minute, I'm going to finish this video in my studio where under the lights and the overhead camera, we can take a close-up look at the construction of this thing and talk about it and tell you how I used it and what I think about it. So first, I wanted to start the video out here where I could just show it mounted up here, and it's really nice and tight up there. It is a suction cup mount, and right now it's mounted on the glass, but I have mounted it on the outside of the, on the body of the car. So MaecTech sent me this thing, and I've used it extensively now for just about 3 weeks. And I've used it on the inside of the car. I've used it in this spot. I've used it down here. I've used it over here, over there, and I really like it. I really like it. But I've also used it a lot on the outside of the car, both up on the top and down on the fender. But let's go in the studio and we'll finish taking a look at, and I'll talk more about this thing. Okay, so now we're in the studio with this amazing MaecTech action camera suction cup mount, and we got some nice controlled lighting, and we can take a nice close-up look at how this thing works and what it's constructed of and how it mounts and how it unmounts, and just basically get a feel for it. I'm an old guy, and back in the day when we bought camera gear, we went to a camera shop or we went into a store, and the very first part of any purchase that you made was being able to pick the product up, whatever it was, hold it in your hand, feel it, make it move, do whatever it does, but basically just hold it and look close at it. And nowadays we purchase stuff online and we just don't have that ability. We have to rely on the videos that we see, and hopefully I can convey in this video just a nice close-up look at this thing. I can show you tons of video of it in use, but we want to take a nice close-up look. At least this is the way I like to purchase products. So let's get right to it. MaecTech reached out to me and said, hey, if we send you this product, would you make a video about it? I said, sure. So here I am making the video. They're not controlling anything of what I say about the video, but they did send me this. They're not paying me any money, but they did send me an action camera mount, suction cup mount thing here, and I've used it for 3 weeks. So let me start off with what did they send me. So let me make sure my overhead camera is doing its thing here, get the focus down. And aside from this initial product, that part of it, they sent me a phone mount that this is only the second time that I've ever touched it, and so I didn't use it. I had it in the box. I looked at it initially when I opened the box, and I touched it now. It looks like it's all plastic construction. It's got some silicone grip and padding here. It's spring-loaded. Let me get down here on this camera. So it's spring-loaded. It's got a 1/4-20 mount in the bottom. It's got a silicone pad here with the raised rubber nubs like to grip. And again, like I said, 360-degree pivoting. For all intent purposes, it looks like a nice phone holder. I know some people are all about shooting video, capturing video with their phones, but I'm all about capturing video with an action camera. So with that said, I got the lower part of an action camera mount. It's got 1/4-20. It's all plastic construction. I have a wiper in a package that I did not use. That would be for cleaning surfaces. And there was a paracord, a piece of paracord here for making like a safety lanyard. We'll talk about safety lanyards a little bit later. And there was an instruction book, which I have to say was well written and easy to understand. I mean, the instructions for this thing are not that hard at all, but they do have an instruction book. And was there anything else? No, that's all that was in the box. So let's get rid of the stuff that we don't need, put that over there. Now let's take a nice close-up look at this guy. And let's start off, we got the 1/4-20 mount. This wheel appears to be made on there, so that does not come off. We have MaecTech's version of a magic arm, and that essentially is 2 ball heads that pivot. It's got this release right here, nice and easy. And the ball heads have like a silicone grip on the arm here on either end. The ball heads are here. Obviously the silicone is there. And we got this twist butterfly tightener nut, whatever you want to call it. I like it because it's very adjustable in the sense of, do you want to set it so that you can move stuff around nice and easily? Or do you really want to clamp it down? Now, I don't want to turn it too tight because this looks like it's all made of plastic, but I can make it so that it's really tight. And I say MaecTech's version of a magic arm because this is what I would know as a magic arm. And the magic arms that I'm familiar with all have a pivot here in the center. Yes, the ball heads move, but they have a pivot in the center. This does not have a pivot in the center, but that's okay because I don't think you're going to mount this inside your vehicle, maybe on your windshield, your side window. You got enough pivoting here. And then when you add the pivot that you're going to have with your action camera mount, there's plenty of pivoting. So now let's get to the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter is going to be this cover that comes off, and here is our suction cup mount. And let me see, I'm going to turn it this way. So this cover is very important because you don't want to lose this. This is what's going to protect the surface of this suction cup when you're not using it. So anytime you're not using this, it's very, very important to keep this cover on here, and don't lose it like I did. I've lost it. It went under the seat of the car. It went down the side of the seat of the car a couple times. And because it's black, it's a little hard to see. But anyway, do not lose the cover. So let's look at the suction cup. And the suction cup is like 2 parts to it. There's this inner part, which is the actual suction cup. There is this air release right here. And then you have your tab. And you have this outer part, which is a little heavier. And I believe all of this is some sort of silicone or plasticized rubber. This is a little stiffer, and this is very thin. Anyway, this is the heart of the product. This is the part you do not want to damage. You always want to keep it clean and keep it in good working order. Okay, so now let's look at how it mounts. And if my camera, again, making sure my camera's in focus, you've got some red icons in here. It's an unlocked padlock symbol. And you've got a couple little arrows here on the plastic wings, grips, whatever you want to call it. And you turn this, it only turns about a 1/4 of a turn. And then you have green locked padlock icons. So I'm going to show it on this camera, just in case my overhead didn't get it. You have red, and then when you turn it, you have green, and that tells you that it's locked. I'm actually going to mount it right now on something to show you how it works. Now, the only thing, this is a platypod, and some people know what these are, some people don't know what these are. This is essentially just a flat aluminum plate. You can put a ball head on here, mount a full-size DSLR, mount a full-size DSLR, and it essentially sits on the floor or on the ground or something like that. Mine has orange on it because I don't want people to trip over it when it's on the floor. So the back of it is nice, smooth, black anodized aluminum, and this is going to represent the hood of a vehicle. This surface is clean, that surface is clean, and we're going to find, we don't have a lot of room here, but we're going to find a spot and first make sure it's unlocked. And just push this down. You don't have to push very hard, just firmly push down. It locks, and that's it. It's on there. I'm going to tighten that. So it doesn't move around, like slide on the surface. And just to show you, I am going to grip this here. I'm going to grip this here. I'm going to put it against my chest without damaging my microphone. And I am not the strongest guy in the world, but I'm telling you, that baby is on there. It's not coming off. Now, I have to say, in the 3 weeks I've used it, I did not have any problems with the suction cup releasing when I didn't want it to release or anything like that. I literally had no problems with the suction cup. And being that that is the heart of the product, that's saying a lot. Like there was no issues with that at all, because I think that's one of the things that if anybody's going to be skeptical, if anyone is skeptical of anything, it's going to be, is this thing actually going to stay on? Is it going to hold my camera, especially on the outside of your vehicle? And yes, I didn't have any problems. So anyway, let's get to taking it off. So taking it off, we release. Now notice that once I released it, it's already moving around, but it's still holding on the surface. So that's where we grab our tab right here, and it comes off that easy. It's like that simple. Now I'm going to do this one more time in real time rather than stopping and talking and all that. So it's nothing more than placing it down, turning it and locking it. It's on. And now to release it, unlock it, grab your release tab. Sometimes I find that I have to just turn it a little bit, but it pops right off. It's that simple. So you can go from having it mounted, and I've literally done this. I've mounted it here, left it there for a minute or so, put it over here, didn't really like it over there, stuck it up here by the rear view mirror, then over there, over here. I really liked it in the inside of the car. So let's move on, and let me put my little cover here. So as far as the testing, what kind of testing I did and why I started, and what I did the most was on the glass inside the vehicle. The reason I did that is because I'm familiar with the magnetic mounts. I have a whole bunch of magnetic mounts because I have a whole bunch of action cameras. Aside from my photography and video and YouTube, I have a catering business that I've had for many years. We go out, we cook all day at locations, and we shoot stuff for our social media, and we're constantly using magnetic mounts. We put them on the metal frame of the tent, put them on vehicles. So the suction cup mount was something new to me. The only thing I could compare it to was I had an old GPS unit back in the day, a long time ago, and that had a suction cup mount to go on the windshield, and that thing was horrible. It only would, it would last for a couple-hour ride, but hitting bumps, it would fall off. Now, it wasn't as high tech as this suction cup mount is, but that's the only thing I had in my mind to compare it to. And certainly that old mount for that GPS, when I would park the car with the windows up on a hot day, you know, just 10 minutes, it would fall off the window and the car is not even moving. So I wanted to try this inside the car first. That's where I wanted to use it. And that's where, for me, I think I would, I know for sure I would definitely use this. I wish I had more of these, actually. So what kind of tests did I do? Well, I did, aside from mounting it and driving down the road, I did things like sticking it on the window and leaving it for 24 hours. I put it on the window in the evening. It got really cold that night, so there was a big temperature change, 5:30 in the morning. I came out to drive the vehicle, and it was like frost on the window. This thing was still on. It was nice and solid, had the little action camera on there. Speaking of that, let me go ahead and put this quarter 20 mount on here. And then I continued to leave it on the vehicle all day. I drove the car, I parked it in a parking lot till 10:30 in the morning. It was nice and hot inside the car. By that point, the sun had come up. So now there's been a huge temperature change the other way, and it was still stuck on there. It didn't come loose. There was no problems. So I left it for 24 hours. So it went through, you know, a few different temperature changes. It didn't affect it at all. And then I put it various places on the inside. I put it on the hood. I put it on the fender, so it's on the side of the vehicle. I put it even up on my sunroof, and I did try it on my back window. I had it just stationary there. Now, it's very important that when you're mounting it, I need to say this because some people just don't think of this. I see a lot of people mounting action cameras on the outside of vehicles or on motorcycles, and they don't have any safety lanyard on it. And to be honest, I've actually found a busted GoPro on the side of the road a few years ago while I was riding my bicycle. And I just know somebody probably lost it because they didn't put a safety lanyard. So you can see here in this video how I would put a safety lanyard on it. And I actually did a video, I think, where I talked about safety lanyards. You can go check. Anyway, always use, if you're using it on the outside of your vehicle, it's, some people would know that it's obvious, but some people don't. Always use a safety lanyard. It only takes a little piece of paracord. They even provide you with a piece of paracord. I used my own because I have a little clip on it and I like the orange paracord. It's easier to see and it was longer than what they provide, but this one they provide looks pretty good. Anyway, so I used it in various places. Top speeds, I think I would top out like, 65, maybe 70 going down the highway. Had no issues with that. Back roads. Back roads and rough roads are the places where magnetic mounts, in my experience, that's where they will fail. You can go down the road 80 miles an hour with a magnetic mount, and I've never had one come off, but driving just on a side street that's really rough and hit a pothole, the hood flexes or vibrates. I don't know exactly what happens, but it will just pop and fly right off the vehicle. And going down rough dirt roads, things like that. So I did try this MaecTech mount out on back roads and dirt roads and things like that. And at least on my vehicle, I had no problems with it popping off. The same vehicle that I have had magnetic mounts pop off, just with a small action camera. And this magnetic mount it's got 6 magnets in the bottom of this. And it's pretty hard to pull off. And you just think it's never going to come off. But a certain twist of the metal of the vehicle, it'll pop off. Anyway, so with that said, let's look a little bit closer here at the magnetic mount versus the suction mount. The size, the suction mount is actually a little bit bigger, so it kind of covers some more surface maybe, at least the outer part does. But here would be the big thing between magnetic versus suction, and that is magnetic is only going to be good on metal, which is only going to be good on the outside of the vehicle, and it's not going to be good on all vehicles. Some vehicles are fiberglass or plastic, and it's not going to mount. Where the suction mount is going to be good on any surface that's clean and smooth, and you can go from the outside of the vehicle, excuse me, the outside of the vehicle to the inside of the vehicle and move it around wherever you want to use it. So what I would like to do is I would like to get more of these MaecTech mounts. I'll purchase some more, and I like to do like 2 and 3 camera shoots. It's a lot of fun to be able to change up the angle of whatever it is you're doing, just like I do in the studio. I have my main camera there, and I have a wide angle over here, even though it's just a small action camera. I have a wide angle up there, which is a small action camera. And then I have an overhead DSLR, and the main camera is a DSLR. So you can just, the overhead obviously to shine down, but just being able to change up the angles. And action cameras have gotten really good now that you can do that. And with mounts like this, you can just on the inside of your vehicle, you know, a lot of different places you can put them, and of course the outside of the vehicle. And it would be nice to have everything standardized. Like all of my cameras are basically the same. They all are in the same kind of cages for the most part. And then if they were all had the same mount, that would be great. So 3 weeks of using it, end result is, I guess, end result was good. But let me just break it down like this. What are the pros? What are the cons? So the pros are everything I've said. I haven't really said anything bad about this thing so far. What are the cons? The cons, I think, are very, very minimal. I would like it if it was a metal mount, or if they made 2 versions, like if you wanted to go up with your, if you had the budget and you wanted to go up to a full aluminum one, maybe that would be nice, but this one's good enough for what I do. So really, that would be the only con, and that's not really a con. Con would be something like it didn't work out for you. You wished it was better. There's really nothing about this thing that I can say needs to be better, at least for the price point that it's at. I mean, it is plastic construction. I'm all about metal construction because I know metal can be tougher, but in 3 weeks, if I didn't damage it, I think everybody else is safe too, because I am very, very hard on camera gear. That's why I put my action cameras in metal cages, because I'm constantly dropping them and banging them and doing all kind of crazy stuff with them. Anyway, with that said, I love this thing. MaecTech, thank you for giving me the opportunity to check it out and actually now have it. And I'll be using it some more and putting it in some more videos. But this thing's great. So hey, if you got any information out of this video and you like this video, hit like. You can hit subscribe. That would be nice. Share the video if you want to anybody that you know that uses action cameras. And come back and check us out again in the next video. Have a great day. Okay.